can I speak on something for a second just before we get this started? The men in my family are like, we're like hunting, fishing people.
Okay.
Not we, like the royal we, like them.
No, I think you're in it.
No, like I'm wearing overalls, but I promise I don't hunt nor fish. Unless it's fishing for a good deal at TJ Maxx.
Am I right, ladies? Am I right?
Women be shopping. But my dad just got back from his fishing trip, and then this weekend he spent the weekend washing his boat. Just this weekend, he's gonna go put it back in the water. And to me, that's the silliest thing ever.
Washing it before you put it in the water.
I'm like, so you're taking it out of the water. You're going to put some more water on it so that it's pretty for when you put it back in the water.
Is he washing the outside of it or the inside of it?
He washes, like, to be fair, he does wash, like, every single crack and crevice on that boat.
Okay. Sure.
But I was just like, hey, guys, I love you all so much. We don't really have a surplus.
You guys are low on that.
Oh, we have been under, like, a excessive water warning for 3 months.
I think this would fall under excessive water, personally. If I was being warned of that, I think I would not wash the boat, personally.
Hey, what can you say? What can you do?
I have one more thing to say about excessive water real quick. Since moving back to the Midwest, there has like been an explosion of car washes. And like, I don't think that there was this many car washes like a decade ago. But now when you drive down like any street, there's at least 3 or 4 car washes. Is that just like a Michigan thing, or is that happening in Iowa too?
I mean, I think we have the same amount of car washes we did when I was little. So
like there's like a lot of them like cropping up, and they're like nice car washes. Not nice in the way of they do a good job at cleaning your car. Nice in the way of they're like brand spanking new and they got a bunch of vacuums and stuff you can use.
Do you subscribe to the car wash membership?
I do not. I get one car wash like a month, I would say, and I just go, nope, I'm going to take the cheapest one. And they go, it would actually be really smart for you to get this $30. And I'm like, can it, bucko? No. I said one. All right? Now let me in here. I think it's because
funny.
It just rains. Like whenever you think about getting a car wash, it rains. So it's like, that's done.
No, I don't really get car washes. Maybe if I'm like, like treat yourself. Like I feel bad for my car, but it's like I go to work, I park in an active construction zone. I come home, I park it on the street. It's like she doesn't need to be washed. She's fine the way she is.
A little bit of motorsports for you guys all. I renamed my car. When I first got my car, her name was Barb, named by MJ. But I asked MJ if I could reclaim naming rights, and I renamed her to Snowball after MJ shared with me a video from, what year was it? 2023?
I don't know.
It
wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. An Indy 500 in which a tire took out some poor lady's car named Snowball, and then she got a new car. But
2023. It was her 2012 Chevy Cruze.
Right. So my 2026 Buick is named Snowball in that car's honor. That's a little fun fact for you guys. I just thought, like, I don't want the memory to die with Snowball.
No, of course not.
One little admin note I wanted to make. MJ is moving soon. Congratulations, MJ. And you may have noticed that we've been posting a little bit later, and that might continue for like 1 or 2 more weeks as MJ, that weekend is the best time for her to do the things that she needs to do in order to move, but that is also the time in which the races are on. This gives her an extra day to watch the races because it's just more fun when we both watch the race and we film the podcast. I don't like it when I'm the only one that's fully watched the race and you guys are relying on me to be a reliable narrator. I don't think that's a good idea. So hopefully you guys don't mind. We'll let you guys know when we go back to our normal posting schedule, but you might have already seen that if you follow us on Instagram, which you should if you're so interested. We're also on TikTok. And thank you to everybody who officially got us to 500 subscribs on YouTube. Woohoo! I feel good saying that now because we got like a little bit of a buffer for when people decide to hate us. Yeah. Keep it up, guys.
Our next
Thank
goal
you.
is 450. We want to piss off 50 of you.
No. Not true. But we might on accident.
Whoops.
Do we want to talk about IndyCar first? Because we had an IndyCar race.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about F1 first since there's only one thing.
Okay. I like that you put something because I didn't have anything at first for it.
Well, someone, I think Cooper actually sent it in and was like, you guys should talk about this on the podcast. And so I made sure that it was
an instigator, Cooper. I like it. Okay, so Apple TV, I did see this. Apple TV is making the next race, which is this weekend, the Austrian Grand Prix, free to watch on Apple TV. I believe there was a couple conditions that would make it so you had to like activate your free trial or something like that. Do you happen to? I think that they were like very easily met ones. Like they were like basically free.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the specifics. I just remember seeing it and being like, something's happening.
Okay, so it'll be free and available to anyone who downloads Apple TV and has an Apple ID. No paid subscription required. So if you have like an iPhone or something, you have an Apple ID that you can enter in there. And this will include practice, qualifying, and the Grand Prix. And a lot of people are commenting and they're saying, this sounds like something you would do if you're not happy with the ratings. What do you think, MJ?
Yep. Couldn't agree more. The thing that's like, I'm gonna, in my professional opinion.
Oh, professional.
This is not legal advice.
Oh, okay.
You don't just like scroll. It's not the same way like television works. Like you're not just gonna happen upon the Apple TV app, especially if you don't already have Apple TV and you have to use that Apple ID to log in. So it's not like we're going to be bringing in people who don't have interest in F1. I think this is for what they're assuming are fans who have elected not to watch F1 specifically because it's on Apple TV.
Can I say?
You're not just going to happen upon it. Like, no one's just, it's not like Netflix where it's like, well, let's see if we could throw some none. No one's just like going to Apple TV and happening upon the race. Especially, isn't the World Cup still going to be going on?
Yeah, the World Cup is going on, I believe, until like mid-July. I just know it's the same, the finals are the same weekend as the Nashville IndyCar race, which is, I think, in like 3 or 4 weeks. I think we're like fully still in like World Cup territory. Yeah. And can I say, I don't really think it matters, considering I don't think the Austrian Grand Prix is enough to interest people to come back to F1 if they've taken the season off thus far. I think they would have been better off. Like, I understand it's like you'd have to bite the bullet for a couple more races, but like I would have waited until like COTA or something, because the only people this is for the American audience, and I don't think the American audience is clamoring over themselves at like 9 a.m. to watch the Austrian Grand Prix, especially if they've already decided they don't give a fuck to watch thus far this season.
Right. Yeah, I think doing one of, because it's like obviously they're targeting the American audience. COTA would have been fine, but also like COTA is advertised, like not like obviously not as heavily as like a NASCAR race is, but it like just like watching ESPN, or I guess not ESPN anymore, but there's like commercials for it. You'll get pop-ups on like Instagram and stuff. It's like there's no advertisement at all for the Austrian GP in America. Mm-hmm. And I mean, why would there be? But
why would there
also
be? Like yeah, they're like, oh, that's where Austria. I understand. That's where the Sound of Music is. That's how I know what Austria is, guys.
Austria. Oh, yes.
Austria. Can I also say, the more I think about it, the changing of an exclusive streaming partner deal the same year you took a gamble on new regulations that could have been wildly unpopular as they currently are was so crazy. Like in hindsight, like I'm genuinely like, what the fuck were you guys thinking? Like, maybe if you had controversially lame regulations, but it was still on ESPN, like there is passing and stuff now. Like I'll give F1 that. Like it's not like a parade like it was previously. They could have maybe interested some people. Maybe.
Yes.
No chance now.
I think Well, and when I'm speaking from experience, I'm like speaking from like an American audience member perspective. But I think a lot of people, especially now, discover F1 by accident. And I'm
Yeah.
speaking as someone who discovered F1 by accident via the Austrian GP.
Right.
Like, that's huge, is to have the like stumble upon numbers, especially after Drive to Survive. You have Drive to Survive, you have the Drive to Survive bump. It's pretty accessible because of F1 TV. It's a great product. Like, hell yeah, F1 TV. You really did the big one there. And then the fact that you've gotten rid of F1 TV, the Drive to Survive isn't promoted or that great. You didn't really like harbor that audience and like nurture them and show them that you cared about them. So a lot of them didn't stick around. And then you also have the new regulations, which, I mean, some races are good, but if you're a fan of like another motorsport, it's easy to look at and be like, oh, well, I mean, it's good for like what it is, but it's not the best out there, and I'm paying an extra $12.99 a month to watch it.
I also like it in the context of, they've also done this weird thing where randomly some of the races are on Netflix now, and like also they're showing some of them in IMAX theaters. I'm like, are you guys like actually scared? Like, are you scared? Like, because it's so weird. Like, it's not even really an exclusive streaming deal anymore, because now they're like, I don't know, we'll give it to you for free, for fuck's sake. Like, I don't know, do you want to watch it on Netflix? Is that where you want to watch it? I can put it on Netflix for you, honey. I promise I can fix this. Stay, please. It's just so like, it's like, it feels like they fucked up really bad, and like we don't even know the half of it.
And I think you'll agree with me when I say the only way we can fix F1 broadcasting, the regulations, all of it, is by putting it on Prime and having Dale Jr. commentate.
Yeah.
And Steve, well, obviously.
Or, you know, I'm starting to feel bad for the little guys. Maybe we could have them be like a support series race for the Milwaukee Mile or something.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
Get them to Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, no, I feel bad for them. You know what I mean? I feel bad. They're really hurting.
Aw, poor guys.
Thank goodness they have the Disney collab that they're doing. They have which I could talk about that for like hours. I still don't understand it.
Okay, cool. Never mind then.
It's literally just like merchandise. It's like a representation of like this weird thing where F1 is like collabing with every brand under the sun now. Like everything has an F1 collab.
And what did Roman Grosjean have to do with that? Did we ever get to the bottom of that?
No.
Why was he there?
He was just there, I think. I think they were like, we need a man who lives in Florida. And they're like, I got a guy.
Oh, he's got a plan. It'll be fine.
They were like, fuck, Logan Sargent doesn't really fuck with this sport anymore, does he? They're like, no. And they're like, can we get Logan Sargent light? And they're like, no, that's Kyle Kirkwood. He's busy. He's actually also not interested. Right. So they were like, fuck, okay, get Roman Grosjean in here.
F1.
I appreciate Cooper for that's a good plug. Also, speaking of him, also Austria sounds like it sounds like Australian. Like if you kind of added some letters or whatever, it made me think. Oh, we haven't talked about supercars at all this season, and I wanted to mention that me and MJ kind of plug into supercars towards the end of the season when like other motorsports have died down, like IndyCar and stuff like that. However, it would be helpful if you guys do watch supercars at all to make note of the races that we should go back and watch that we've missed thus far, like the big races. Because I think there's been a couple that some juicy shit has happened, and we might, towards the end of US motorsports seasons, go back and want to watch those. Yeah. So that just made me think of something I was thinking of the other day. Please let us know. Anything else on F1? I guess we could talk about the Austrian Grand Prix. Do you think it's just going to be same old with the Mercedes?
Did they get rid of the gravel traps?
I think last year they fucked with the track limits.
Yeah, I'm not tuning in then.
The thing that made it interesting. Yeah, the thing that made it interesting, I think they fucked with it last year. I don't know if they kept
I think the Toyotas are going to win. I think all the Chevys are going to have to be replaced.
No, we're taking this seriously. We're talking about F1. I saw Cadillac said they have upgrades. Checo,
the upgrade was just
Championship.
Colton Herta getting married. He's like, upgrades!
Yeah. I thought I was getting pranked that we didn't get an invite to the Herta wedding. I thought we were being pranked. I was like, there's no way they got married and we weren't invited. Our good, close, personal friend, Cole and Herta. You're joking. You're joking.
I'm joking.
Well, congratulations. Hope you have fun at Cadillac.
I don't think there's even going to be a Mercedes on the podium. That's my prediction.
And do you think that they're going to, like, get missiled out or something of the race? Like,
have you ever heard of Mercedes? I think they're going to take each other out.
This is like Mama y Papa, like Sadie's. Like they're not
Mama?
like bros. like there's an
true.
adult and there's a child. Like this is parental guardian Sadie's.
Babysitter Sadie's.
Babysitter Sadie's. The Silver Arrows are back again, folks, and this time against a child.
Kimmy.
I don't know, Kimmy. I'm kind of like bored a little bit, can I just say, of the F1 silly season news that we have yet to get at all this season. Like I was kind of promised, like after everybody kind of sees where everyone is, after the regulations have kind of, you know, come out, people like have a bunch of contracts that are going to be expiring. And literally all we got is like Charles continues his lifetime of suffering. And that's all. And I'm like, I was promised chaos.
Is everybody up for?
I think like half the grid signed deals until the end of 2026. Because they all were like, well, I want to see how everything goes with the new regulations.
You think a lot of them are just going to leave F1? They're going to be like...
I think some of them were leaving that door open. I'm going to be honest. I do think some of them were leaving that door open. We were promised like maybe Fernando goes to Alpine. I'm like, guys, that's moderately entertaining. I've heard people rumor that Carlos Sainz is like gonna be like, the fuck no, whatever the hell you guys are doing here at Williams is not what I was promised. I'm leaving, to the first people that ask. I just like feel like I've been promised chaos. If you were an agent of chaos, who would you want to go where? If you could like look at any F1 driver and be like, I have decided you're going elsewhere. Don't care about like when their contract actually runs out or who has an open seat.
Specifically for the purpose of chaos.
Just your entertainment.
Oh, Oscar Piastri would go to that Liam Lawson seat, because I saw that Liam Lawson seat is up for grabs for that one F2 driver.
Boombaklat?
Yeah, I don't want to call him that. I should learn his name.
I think it's like Nikita or something.
Oh, yes, Nikita. Because they're like, Lawson's out, he's in. And I was like, okay, sure.
If you guys, by the way, I just wanted to say, because I don't think all of our listeners are like huge F1 people. If you're wondering who Boombaklat is, he's like this little F2 driver that's like actually quite good. And he was like a Red Bull development driver. But once upon a time, he was an Alpine development driver, which is already, the jokes write themselves. And he was like an F3, and he was like making like thirst trap videos, and they went kind of viral.
It was like 3 or 4 years ago. Like, oh god, I feel so bad for the kids who like post themselves online during that, like those like formative years. I'm like, thank God I'm old as hell that I didn't have the opportunity to do that.
I was still being taught like stranger danger on the internet, so like I have like I don't know, like anonymous, like, you know what I used to do all the time. Did you ever do like role play stuff on Instagram? Like I used to do, like they'd be like, okay, like we're all gonna pretend like we're in Camp Half-Blood, but like it's like happening on this like Instagram page, and they'd
like
be
in
like,
the comments.
Yeah. I used to do that. I also used to post singing videos. I think that's a very important part of every girl's life. Every girl,
I did too.
They think like, well, fuck. I mean, if it worked for Justin Bieber, it's sure to work for me.
It's gonna work for me too.
I
did a lot of that. We used to reenact scenes from Glee on a little iPod Nano. Those are still out there somewhere.
That's good. Don't find them. You guys don't even know her legal name. Everything is a lie, by the way, guys. Apex Andrea, believe it or not, isn't my real name. Anonymity on the internet is still important.
All right.
We can now talk about IndyCar. I have nothing else to say.
I would love to.
Wait, all you said was that Oscar was going to VCarb, and I was like, yep, good enough for me. That's good.
Yeah, he is.
God, don't make him do that. For IndyCar, a couple things.
Yeah.
One, we were in Road America. You brought to my attention how long Road America is last week.
2.4.
No, it's something longer than
miles.
that.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, you consult the internet. I'm going to consult the Bible.
It's 4 miles long.
Yeah, it's 4.014 miles long.
Right. I was like, 2 miles is normal. I would not have had my socks knocked off by
You're
that.
Right, you're right. It is very long. Sorry, guys. Everything is
Well,
big.
I haven't stopped thinking about it since, to be honest. Like, the whole time this weekend, I was just like, we're still on the same lap? Like, there's no way. Like, it's like we're still on the
you guys
same...
tired?
I guess I've just, like, never noticed it until you pointed it out. That I was like, this shit really is long as hell. I was like, what do you mean? Where are we going?
America.
Where are we going? We're going to Road America. This road crosses all of America? That's insane.
Yeah.
But that also was making me think about Joseph Newgarden, who is still struggling with a broken foot. And in practices, they had Felipe Nasser there again, this time in a driver's suit, where I was like, okay, that seems a little bit more serious. And I was still kind of like, my mind was still kind of blown that he's been driving since Detroit.
And just apparently had surgery.
Wait, what?
They said on the broadcast multiple times that he had like a day where he had surgery. And it hasn't been confirmed by Penske or by Joseph. But usually Penske, I got this from the Inside Line. Outside Line? Inside Line.
Inside
podcast. Inside line, outside line, above the yellow line, below the yellow line.
The Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You guys know.
He was saying that typically if there's incorrect information, Penske will be quick to tell the broadcast team, like, that's not true, stop saying that. And they said it multiple times over the weekend.
That's funny to think that they like, okay, so let's stop saying things that are untrue, huh?
Why are you lying? Perks of owning the series, I guess.
Apparently his foot is so fucked up that he is learning how to right foot brake. And like, it was funny, like James Hinchcliffe kept like reiterating this of like, guys, this is not like normal. Like, it is very hard to learn how to do this if you don't do this every weekend or haven't done it at all in your career. There is no reason why you would do this just because like your foot hurts a little bit. Like, it is, your foot is fucked. And he was like, you know, kept reiterating just truly how hard this would have been for Joseph to do. And I'm like, what was he doing last week? Or not like last week, but last race when he won. Like, I was like, did it get worse? Was it not as evident on an oval?
The surgery
made it kind of worse.
But like, obviously we don't know because they're like not really telling us anything, but I would have to assume so. Like, they even showed, I'm pretty sure it was a cutaway car where he like fully has his foot resting, his left foot like resting on like a little side thingamabob so that it's not even in the way of his right foot.
Joseph, honey, what are we doing?
And for what?
To murder Nolan
Siegel?
We'll get to that later. Please. One crime at a time. But I just thought that was really, honestly, kind of worrying. I mean, it gets to a point where he's not in contention for the championship. I mean, he's in 8th right now, it looks like. So he's
1 point behind his teammate.
But I'm like,
one of his teammates.
Do you think that this is a move out of desperation at all? There's been rumors. The rumors are milling about Joseph Newgarden's future at Penske, his future in IndyCar, what that might look like. I believe he's in a contract year. There was, you and I said that like, oh, he extended per rumor, but then there was no announcement. So I'm pretending like that doesn't exist. Do you think that that's like maybe the reason why he's so insistent on driving through this injury? Because I can't think of any other reason why you would give a fuck enough to do this.
And then if that is the case, it's like, is he driving because he's desperate for attention from other teams? Is he driving because he wants to please Penske because he's already on their payroll for next year? Is he driving because he's trying to get a seat at Penske? I don't know. I think any way you spin it, I don't know if it's worth it, but it's also not my decision to make.
Right. Yeah. Also, like, does SVG right foot brake? What's the thing with SVG's braking?
He goes pew 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 pew.
Do you think that would help Joseph at all?
If he goes pew 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 pew.
Could we like bring him in for consulting? No, don't say that on the internet. I don't think you're supposed to do that. Wait, is that what you are? That's what you are supposed to do. Okay, yeah. me fully driving with 2 feet, one on brake, one on accelerator. I'm like, yeah, no, I do that. Could we
we gotta get SVG in there.
Yeah, for like consulting.
Scotty Mac.
What is he doing? Yeah,
he did the.
Has he been doing this the whole time? We don't have a foot cam in IndyCar, so we'll never know.
I don't think he. Yeah, no,
because that would be
thank
dumb.
God. You wouldn't be able to see nothing.
Right. No, I mean, it would be dumb to drive an IndyCar with right foot braking unless you were
It would be
injured.
dumb to drive an IndyCar. Am I right?
Am I right? Very unsafe activity. Speaking of very unsafe, maybe the Chevy engines are unsafe. I don't know. I'm working on I'm warming up on my transitions, guys. The episode's just really getting started. I'm not even 30 minutes in, you know. We had more Chevy engine issues. We had... Who took Chevy engine replacements? How would I even begin to find that?
I know it was the rest of the McLarens, wasn't it?
Probably. They're like, let's just do these guys again.
Yeah.
Okay. Per Zion Brown, per a Chevy spokesperson. The engines of Pato Award, Nolan Seagos, Santino Ferrucci, and Alexander Rossi have undergone a precautionary engine change after Friday's practice due to the same supplier quality issue that was experienced in Detroit. That's, guys.
And two of them got penalized for it.
Right. 2 of them got penalized for it. Some of the other people, if they get any further replacements, will get penalized for it. Like, because I think Christian Lundgaard, didn't he get like 2 replacements in one weekend during Detroit or something crazy like that? Like, it's getting to the point where I'm just like, this is really embarrassing for Chevy. Like, really embarrassing. But
we've had 2 seasons of like Chevy embarrassment, because last year their first win was at Iowa. And while it was Alex Palou domination, it wasn't that much of Alex Palou domination. It was just like, Chevy and IndyCar, like, we do need you to get your shit together.
Right. We need you to do better. Do you think that we're getting the full story, or do you think that supplier issue with like the valve code, do you think they're lying to us? Do you think there's a bigger issue at hand?
I was sitting next to the Chevy people in Ditla.
We also sat next to that guy who threw up.
Yes. I still feel really bad about that. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
And from the discomfort that I was feeling radiating off of them, as other members of the media would go back there and go, so what's the deal? I do think, unfortunately, that is the issue, which is almost more embarrassing than it being like a huge underlying issue where it's like this or that. It's like, no, it's like the valve coating on all of these is
fucked because of a supplier. That's insane. But that's not the end of our woes of engine issues.
Whoa. Yeah.
That was us singing. So we had 2 people during the race that had, I think, one confirmed, one alluded to hybrid issues. And I think it's worth just bringing up now. We had Christian Rasmussen, who eerily similar to exactly what happened to Alexander Rossi.
Exactly what happened.
Like, I literally was like, what the fuck is going on? Are you guys thinking this is a big prank or something? You think you can just park it underneath the flag stand whenever you just don't like how things are going? You think you can just park it under the flag stand and just, that's okay? So Christian Rasmussen parked it same place basically that Alexander Rossi did for the Indy GP, just at Road America, he had some sort of hybrid issue. And in the little pit lane interviews, the ECR president, I don't really know what that means. I thought that was Ed Carpenter, but I guess he's something different. Maybe that's what he is. Yeah. He kind of was like taking shots at the hybrid. Maybe a little bit lesser so than like Alexander Rossi himself, but like you could tell where the ECR team is sitting right now with the hybrids. They think that they can go eat a bag of dicks. They hate that shit. And then right. And then there was a situation later in the race with Marcus Armstrong where he also had engine issues of some sort, a little bit more nondescript what was going on with his engine. They were just like, he blew up. But I thought it was interesting. I think I saw like a statement from the Honda Racing CEO or president or something like that, where he kind of was apologetic to Marcus, being like, we may or may not have cost you your first win. LOL, sorry. Oops. Yeah, he said, I am extremely sorry to Marcus and the Valiant MSR team. Just heartbreaking, and we are extremely sorry for distress caused to Marcus and the team. We will investigate to find out what has happened. We push things to the limit, so we are always managing risk with highly stressed components. We will find out what went wrong, learn, and come back fighting. I feel like they didn't say, like, obviously they probably won't say if it's like a hybrid issue, but is it safe to think that maybe that could have been what it is, considering that's what's happening to everybody else's hybrids?
Yeah. And wasn't this the weekend that I'm pretty sure they turned down the hybrids?
Correct. What do we do to fix this?
What's going on?
Not the fucking Tucker Carlson SNL again.
What's going on? Like, if you want to keep Honda in the sport, you gotta have the hybrids. If you want to keep the sport competitive and turn it down to, you gotta get rid of the hybrids to 0.
Can we turn it down to like 1? So it's like 15%. It's still there. Turn it down to like 1. I don't know,
dude. It's just like, it's so frustrating, and it also is super frustrating that for some reason it's always happening to like the same drivers.
Right.
But it's truly out of their control, but for some reason it's just like you got bit by the hybrid's a bitch bug.
Sorry, it's your turn. Like, it's always my turn.
Scott Dixon is like,
you know whose fucking turn it never is? You know whose fucking turn it never is? Alex Pelosi.
Get a camera in that car. Let me see.
I'm not seeing any of his hybrids blowing up. You know what I mean? And it really gets you to thinking.
I'm not seeing nothing. They don't even put the TV on it. He's just camera. What's going on?
It's never his turn for his shit to blow up. I think we turn the hybrid down to 0 and we pretend like it's still there. Like, we don't have to acknowledge it. You don't have to make an announcement. Like, it's like a wink wink sort of situation where it's like, those hybrids seem to be better behaved these days since we fixed them, if you know what I mean. Turn them down to 0.
And Honda's thing is like, well, we want to be, allegedly, I'm speaking out of turn for Honda.
Honda spokesperson MJ Duffy.
Fully drive a Ford. They were like, the value of us to ourselves being in IndyCar and having this hybrid is that we can take it for our road cars. And it's like, okay, what information are you taking to the road cars? It gonna explode?
It bad. Scott Dixon don't like it. When you go to the dealership, they go, don't Google Scott Dixon Honda hybrid. You're not gonna like what you see.
Don't, please. No, sign. Please sign for today. Please don't look up Scott Dixon Honda. Please.
No, he's gonna have mean things to say, and it does not represent this Honda Civic in any capacity. Please. I don't get what the deal is. I think that they're gonna have to figure something out. If I'm worried that they're gonna like FIA style silence the teams. Like, people are getting so loud and so explicit about fuck these hybrids. I'm so scared that like in the next like couple races they're gonna be like, okay, no more talking about the hybrid in pit lane interview after your car dies. It's not good for the partnership we have with Honda.
I could fully see them doing that. Yeah. I don't think it's a good idea because then we're just going to get louder and you don't really ever want to get us louder. But I definitely, because that's such a bad idea, I could see them doing it.
No, I know. They're cooking on it right now. They're trying to figure out, like, they're going to, like, fine you for every time you say the word Honda failure or hybrid sucks.
They like gentle parent it and it's like, well, it's not a failure on Honda's part, it's a success on Chevy's.
As their fucking engines are getting replaced weekly. I think that's actually the beauty of IndyCar. You're fighting the very things that you need to work on the car in order for it to function. Like every week is like, fuck, my valve is broken and also the hybrid won't work.
You don't want to fuck a valve, you don't want to fuck a toe link, you don't want to fuck a hybrid.
Nope. No good. Well, let's talk about somebody who's been having some bad luck with engines, but good luck with winning this season. Christian Lundgaard, who was our winner last time he won, was Indy GP. He is definitely, I think, turning up the heat a little bit on his McLaren teammates. I think he is really showing that you can't count him out. He used to say that about our good friend Scott Dixon. You can't count him out on road courses. And it's really interesting. Speaking of Scott Dixon, he starts the race in the back and he runs into the back of Scott Dixon and breaks his front wing, it looks like. They never mentioned that again. And so we weren't really watching him for most of the race until, he made some good strategy calls. There was like a couple different strategies playing out because of cautions, and they were like, well, maybe Christian's on the right one. They were coming over the radio telling him, like, you don't have to save the same way other people are. Like, you're the fastest car on track. Get out there, bucko. And at the end, we end up with a last lap shootout where he's able to maintain the lead pretty decisively. So what do you think about Christian Lundgaard's win?
How fun. What I love a back to front. When Denny Hamlin does it, that one time Ross Chastain did it.
Yeah.
When he does it, it's just, it goes to show that maybe McLaren can put something together. And I think it helps that he has Kyle on his pit stand. That guy's a genius. But obviously Christian.
Yeah.
Like he's been a joy to watch on the track. He's got the skill, and now that he's at a team where he can really hone his skill and have something to show for it, it's really exciting. I think it's really interesting that I didn't predict at the beginning of the year that the drivers to watch this late in the season would be Christian Lundgaard, David Malukas, and Marcus Armstrong. But I think that's a really fun narrative that we're cooking up because of Christian Lundgaard's success and their almost successes. I thought it was a joy. I watched it in 1.5 speed. I had a great time.
I thought it was interesting, just talking about the McLaren dynamics. They recently announced that Ryan Hunter-Reay would be joining McLaren in a full-time role. I believe his job title is sporting director or something fake like that, but they kind of talked about how he has been a big part in Christian Lundgaard's development at McLaren because they really gel. Him and Ryan Hunter-Reay really gel, and he's been kind of acting as a driver coach. I thought that was a very interesting level of support being given specifically to the development of Christian Lundgaard. And just as an outsider, it makes me wonder if they do see him as the leader of that team in the future. I mean, nothing to slight Pato. I mean, he got his engine replaced and he's been dealing with his own struggles with luck and stuff like that. But I mean, you kind of look at what does the future look like for Nolan Siegel? I don't know, but I know that Tony Kanaan is always kind of interested in the development of Nolan Siegel's career, and he kind of has Tony Kanaan in his corner. And now you have Ryan Hunter-Reay taking a senior leadership role within McLaren, who is clearly shown an interest in Christian Lundgaard and an interest in his success. I'm like, does Pato have like a supporter in
I
McLaren
think,
the same way?
unfortunately, he has Zach Brown. And Zach Brown
True.
has his attention divided. Well, first, he's not a race car
Never
driver,
choose Zach
but
Brown.
then
If you can choose either him or Ryan Hunter-Reay, I would have definitely gone with Ryan Hunter-Reay personally.
Wine Hunter-Reay.
Wine Hunter-Reay.
But then he also has his eggs in multiple baskets, so I'm sure that's not helping. I don't know. I still think he can get it done this year because I feel like once we get to August, I think we'll probably have something from him. I don't know. We don't have Iowa anymore, but surely there's somewhere he can get it done.
I think it would be, I think Nashville. I could see him getting it done in Nashville.
You think so?
He was on pole last year for Nashville. He had that tire blowout while in the lead.
Oh, yeah.
In Nashville, but he was a contender. I would say he needs to, because I think a season that goes by without a win from Pato, you can say whatever you want about his championship standings. You can say whatever you want about the team as a whole and their lack of performance in many races this season. But it's expected that Pato will get at least one win a season. And if that doesn't happen, I think that would be a problem, especially if Christian has two.
Two, right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Do you think that they would ever let Christian Lundgaard have a go at the McLaren F1 reserve seat? Or do you think that they let Pato have that for like marketing purposes? And Christian Lundgaard really wouldn't have that same
I thought
appeal.
They were moving away from Pato.
Oh, well, I mean, I would think that they would need to. They have people that they have in their development pipeline, like
right.
You would think
it's
that
clear
they would
he's
need
not
to.
Going to get.
He's not
until
gonna get
Oscar
F1
obviously goes to V-Carb.
right. Then it all's up for play.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting to watch Christian Lundgaard. I love what you pointed out of like this kind of young gun, like there's definitely stars rising in IndyCar, and there's obviously folks like Will Power and Scott Dixon and, you know, even like Joseph Newgarden and stuff like that have had their time in IndyCar to make names for themselves. But I think that they did. I think when they slowly start to move out, not that I want them to, but they will. I think in the next 5 years, like Christian Lundgaard, Christian Rasmussen, Marcus Armstrong, David Malukas. These are your next stars of IndyCar, and they're getting their first wins now. Hopefully.
I think Kyle Collette, too.
Kyle Collette.
I'm an angel investor in Kyle Collette.
There was sometimes I had it on here initially, and I deleted it because I was like, I don't know how to fit this in. But I wanted to point out that he was fighting with some big dogs during this race a little bit. They were like, he's wheel to wheel with Scotty Mack. He's wheel to wheel with Alex Palou. Like, and he wasn't backing down easily.
He's had like a really decent season. Well, obviously minus the penalties after Indy 500 qualifying, which kind of ruins that narrative for him. But like even during qualifying this weekend, he was, I don't know, there's something about him. I thought it was going to be Dennis Hauger this season. I never thought it was going to be Mick Schumacher. Forgot he was there actually for most of this weekend. But I think Kyle Collette, he's a real bright star, and he's got quite the future in front of him.
He really lucked out with that AJ Foyt seat. I think that AJ Foyt seat will do so much to highlight him. And it's unfortunate that Dennis Hauger is in a Dale Coyne. I just, all the time, I'm like,
no, because the Dale Coyne is still for some reason performing pretty well at some places, okay? So I'm saying
some places.
It's like an Andretti at this point. It's like some places it's good.
Can I say, though, what's interesting about Dennis Hauger is whenever I think he's like doing something interesting or like he's having a good race, he is always kind of nearby Roman Grosjean because they're like succeeding at the same tracks. And Roman Grosjean never wants that boy to shine. Like they're like, Dennis Hauger is fighting with his teammate. And I'm like, why?
Why are we fighting?
You guys are on the same team.
Work together.
Please.
I think he'll be fine, though, because I think they'll find a way for him to eventually move up into Andretti.
I was just about to say, Marcus Ericsson was kind of talked about this weekend, as kind of a shoe that needs to drop with silly season. It is widely known that Marcus Ericsson's seat is up for grabs. There was rumors that lots of people were interested in that seat. I don't even know the source of this, and I don't even know if I feel comfortable saying it, but some rumors were like, oh, Felix Rosenquist is going to be interested in Marcus Ericsson's seat. I'm like, that would be the dumbest thing ever for Felix Rosenquist to do. I hope he doesn't do that. But
don't do that.
Dennis Hauger, on the other hand, would be obviously an upgrade from Dale Coyne. Dale Coyne has a partnership with Andretti now, basically for the sole purpose of getting him to Andretti. But Marcus Ericsson was like, not if I still want this seat. I don't know if that's enough.
And he just won a race.
I don't know if that's enough though.
I mean, you gotta decide. Do you want race winners or do you want?
He didn't win a race.
Marcus Ericsson.
What did he win?
Didn't he win Gateway?
No, he was leading, and then Joseph won.
Oh, you're right.
He was leading from.
He
most
wasn't even
of
on the
Gateway.
podium. Was he?
He was in second.
Oh, you're right. He didn't win a race.
He would have.
Well,
at the time you went to sleep, he was winning Gateway.
Yeah. Huh.
So in your heart, I want you to live with that and feel like
win.
Ericsson won.
Wow.
But
up until this moment, I fully was like, yeah, no, he won. But then I was like, what did Joseph win? And I was like, I don't know, something. Okay. Well, then I think it's a little bit more iffy than in the Marcus Ericsson. I actually threw everything I just said out the window.
And I think it sucks for Ericsson because I don't I'm not the one trying to push you out of that seat, but I'm just saying I would like to see what Dennis Hauger could do in a better seat.
I'm not opposed to. I don't know, and now Will, you'll have to let me know what you think. I don't know how many more years Will Power wants to continue in IndyCar. I'm not trying to retire the man.
We'll let him sound off in the comments.
Yeah,
Will,
and obviously I'm just putting something out there, and you kind of let me know. I'm not trying to push you in any which way. If I don't know how many more years he's interested. See, and that's also a thing. Is we have some of these older drivers who mature drivers, veteran drivers who have wise drivers, experienced drivers, timely drivers who have mentioned possibly getting towards the grand finale of their illustrious careers.
Their honorable careers.
They're magical, impressive
Hall of Fame
careers.
Worthy, really.
Wonderful. And then, so if he were to, in the next, maybe 2 seasons is the most I would give him for this idea, totally hypothetical to play out. And then we move Dennis Hauger up into that seat. I think that would be
years, though. I don't want it. No, Will can stay. Will can stay. Will can stay as long as he wants. His stay is never too long.
I just don't know if it's worth, because Marcus Ericsson, last year was fucking horrible. He had such a horrible season. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and then he also made mistakes on top of that. So at the end of last season, I would understand being you expect us to keep you, but he has made leaps and bounds compared to last season. He's not, I'm not saying he's a top 10 driver. Wait.
Yeah, let's double check these driver standings.
Okay, he's a number 9 driver. Fuck. So God, is anyone else sweating? So what I'm saying is, I don't know if it's worth getting rid of him this season, maybe, or even offer Marcus Ericsson. And once again, this is not up to me, but maybe a 1-year contract and be okay, 1-year contract. And then our plan is to move in Dennis Hauger. If you win the Indy 500, we'll reconsider, And then after next season, because truthfully, with all the love in my heart, I think maybe he could do another year at Dale Coyne and be fine.
No, I think that's fair. That's the thing I was about to say, though, is that it sucks because if you would have asked me last year how confident I was in Dennis Hauger, I would have said, yep, he can have Marcus's seat. I don't think there's any need to delay. I think we could just go ahead and put him on up in there. That's good. But I think now he hasn't done anything wrong. It's just really hard to judge whether he has the same undeniable speed that he showed in Indy Next, or if that was partly because he was so much more experienced in open wheel racing than other Indy NXT drivers. He was in a well-funded Indy NXT team with the backing of Andretti, and maybe compared to his peers, he was more impressive than maybe how I feel he is now. He's definitely more impressive than probably a lot of rookies that come in. To IndyCar. No, I was going to say that, but I'm glad you did. He's definitely more impressive than
which like
lots
is totally
of folks.
Expected.
But yeah, I'm like also, looking at him compared to Kaio, and I'm like, I'm not seeing the same like Kaio. Something has unlocked in him. I haven't seen that happen yet with Dennis.
And I like, obviously the teams make a big impact. I wonder if there's just more mentoring happening on the AJ Foyt side. I don't know how much mentoring you really get in Dale Coyne, so I do think that would be beneficial for Andretti. The only thing is with Dennis Hauger, he's really not great at ovals, or at least in the, like, he's never won at an oval, so I think that's also another reason that Marcus Ericsson is kind of beneficial, because it kind of like
Oval Merchant Marcus Ericsson.
Oval Merchant Marcus Ericsson, everyone's saying it, but it kind of balances them out, because you've got like Kyle Kirkwood, who like they all can do everything, and they're all amazing, and I think they're all beautiful in their own ways, and that's
we're not
important.
putting eggs in one basket with Andretti, because any weekend shit could hit the fan, and they need at least one driver who can perform. And if you throw in somebody like a Dennis Hauger, can you guarantee that if shit hits the fan for Will and Kyle, that Dennis can pull a result? Not in the same way Marcus can.
No. And but I do fully believe he will get there.
Correct. Yeah, we could keep him there for another year. I'm a little worried for you, Marcus, but I feel like no announcement is good announcement for Marcus. If they haven't announced somebody else to that seat, he's probably fine for now.
Well, it's going to be like the same thing with Will Powers. We're going to be halfway through the off season. It's going to be a Tuesday. I'm at work. My notifications are off, and the people are going to be like, Will Powers, I'm going to be like...
That's a direct reenactment. Something I wanted to also talk about is just MSR in general. MSR had a very surprisingly speedy weekend, especially in qualifying. They were... Well, I was surprised.
It kind of felt like you were accusing them of something.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They're cheating.
What's going on?
What's going on? No, they were kind of lined up behind David Malukas and Alex Palou, who were the front row after qualifying. They jumped David Malukas's shit. It was like both of them, like at the start, they were like, get the fuck out of the way real quick to David. And I was like, well, there's David's day gone. Luckily he recovered, but I was pretty surprised at how eager they were to get off that line and start chasing down Alex Palou. Felix definitely seemed like that's our guy. He ended up being able to pass Alex Palou when he was past the pit exit line before Alex, who had stopped before him, was. I believe Alex Palou was slowed down by Joseph Newgarden. I was like, sure, the cripple is holding up traffic. Don't mind. And I really thought we were plugged in for a Felix win. I was plugged in for a Felix win. Unfortunately, a caution came out when Christian Rasmussen, as we mentioned earlier, died under the flag stand. And it definitely hurt his strategy. And I think that was basically day done as far as win potential for Felix. But then weirdly, we like came back around and they were like, something's happening with Marcus Armstrong. And I was like, he could still win this? And they're like, yeah. And then his engine blew up. So it definitely is.
Last lap.
And he...
Or 4 laps to go.
Right. And he obviously was leading, having this whole moment where he was about to get his first win. I don't know who I'm more disappointed for. An unlucky caution with Felix, who really was putting on like quite a dominating performance for the first half of the race, or Marcus Armstrong, who kind of came in at the end, was about to have his heroic first win, and his engine blew up. Who do you think is more tragic? What story makes you more sad?
I think the Marcus Armstrong of it all is making me pretty sad, because I feel like there's been a few times where he's been close, and it's been something completely out of his control that he's like, okay, well, do you guys even want me to win or not?
Yeah. Oh God. I think for Felix, I think it would have been fun for just, I don't want this season to feel like, oh, I won the five. I don't like it when it's like they won the 500, but they didn't win anything else. So it's like,
yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? So I was like, it would have been nice for him to like, I think have a win. So it like kind of solidifies that performance was more than just a last lap shootout at the 500. Like he has shown speed at other racetracks this season.
Oh yeah.
And I would have liked to see him win. Something he said before the race, can I just say? I'm thinking about it a lot. They were saying Happy Father's Day to all the drivers on the grid who are fathers. And he responds with, I haven't really gotten to be a father much so far, but thank you. And it was actually one of the saddest things I've ever heard. I like kind of thought about it for like 15 minutes afterwards.
He could just be talking about the fact that he's been a father for a total of 6 weeks.
I hope that's what he meant.
But did you hear that Will Buxton was so confused why people were saying Happy Father's Day to people who weren't their father?
He was like having like a British person learns American culture moment where he's like, you guys are really nice here. I was like, well, where were you? You might have been in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think the MSR speed this weekend was quite surprising to me. Alex Palou, like we mentioned, started on pole. You put a little parentheses here. I didn't know this.
He only needs 3 more poles to beat Bobby Unser, who had 8 consecutive poles across. But to be fair, this was across 2 seasons. Mario Andretti had 5 poles in a single season. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I was trying to figure out, because what I was trying to figure out was how many poles without winning, but I just really couldn't track that one
Charles
down.
Leclerc. I think he holds that record. Oh, different sport? Okay, rats. No, I think it's interesting how every Saturday I feel hope and despair that Alex Palou is going to win everything. And then every Sunday I'm pleasantly surprised when that doesn't happen. Yet he does still have like a 60-point lead in the championship. So I'm like, we still got to figure out what we're going to do about that guy. But at least it's not like a parade where he just like wins every race, even like just from pole, because that would kind of suck. Do you think it's more interesting that he keeps getting pole and falling back, or like would you like to see him not get pole so many times? Like what would be more like fighting from the back towards the front for a win?
I mean, I've seen like if he did the last to first, I don't know if it would feel the same way, because I'd be like, yeah. No, and I think we should have anticipated that.
And yeah, that's right. He's Alex Palou. He does that.
I like this little streak of getting pole but not winning, because then there is still some mystery to the weekend, even when he does get pole on the Saturday. Yeah. I don't know. It's also very strange just the way this weekend played out for him.
Well, he showed a touch of desperation almost, I would say, that I'm very unused to seeing from the Chip Ganassi camp, or particularly Alex Palou. They talked about his initial first pit stop was, quote, a very aggressive play. He went for a very aggressive undercut on, the MSR team at this point, both of them. And they thought like this is a really good idea until he got a pit lane speeding penalty, which they were like, I've not seen that before. Like he doesn't like do that. That's not really the surgeon's sort of thing. And then he later on is like battling with Alexander Rossi. He's battling with Will Power. He's like very rushed through like trying to get around these people. And it just seems like not quite like Palou precision. And then what really sent me was when he gets sent wide by Nolan. So Nolan's coming out of the pit lane, kind of doesn't see him there. And Alex Palou, in a desperate move just to like get the fuck around Nolan, like he's like, you're slowing me down. He like goes pretty wide, and they were like, that's interesting. He's kind of driving a little bit more like crazed Alex Palou than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Do you think it was just because he like kind of felt like the race was coming away from him after that penalty? Like he might just be so unused to getting a penalty that he's just like, I don't know what to do.
He seems to be very, like, even when stuff like that happens, calm, cool, and collected. It has to be something else. Maybe his stomach was upset, or he had a headache, or maybe he watched something really upsetting on Instagram Reels before he saw Zach Brown.
Yeah,
it could have been anything.
He came knocking for a payment, and he was like, "Fuck this guy again."
Shit.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I mean, it's not that he's in risk of losing the championship, so I was just like, calm down.
Not yet.
Like I was like, Palou, I know this is going to be hard for you to believe. It's okay to get fifth sometimes. Like, we got to calm down. Like, you're stressing me out.
No. It's not.
He would have been sixth had it not been for... At one point, Rahal is in third. Will Power passes him for third. He's in the process of chasing down David Malukas, and he kind of, loses a good run, and he gets passed again by Rahal. And they're like, Rahal's on the move here for, a podium. Will Power passes him again. And in that process of him trying to pass him, he just chucks his car in front of Will Power's car and gets punted into the gravel. And for a second, you think, oh my God, did Will Power just like take him out? But then in slow-mo, you see Graham Rahal's car is fully going one direction. He sees Will Power like attempting to make the pass and just kind of cuts across in front of him. And then proceeds to afterwards be like, typical Will Power, acting like a crazed lunatic. Don't you guys just hate that guy? And everybody was like, I don't know. I definitely feel like you just chucked your car in front of him for no reason. And then you put something, he continued to kind of double down on that. Like the further comments he made about blocking were very interesting.
He goes, yeah, I was blocking. It's not illegal. It is illegal. Blocking is illegal. He actually got a penalty for it. And also he got community noted on Twitter. Instagram Reels.
On Instagram Reels.
He was on Instagram Reels. He got community noted that said, blocking is illegal in IndyCar. He was assessed a penalty post-race.
Also, like, you could have just been fourth. You could have just been fourth.
So, this is something where it's like, I think the girls aren't getting along because they're very similar to each other, and they just, like, don't really understand how to deal with it. But this is the same situation where we're like, Will Power, wouldn't second have been fine at Phoenix?
Right.
Wouldn't that have been fine versus what you ended up with?
I just don't understand. He ended up in 23rd place.
Third, yeah.
Ahead of just the two people that DNF'd, Marcus and Christian Rasmussen. So, like, yeah, good job. You showed him, Graham. You showed him.
Stuck it to the man.
Nice
one.
You really showed him. I just think there's so many things I could say about Graham Rahal that I won't because I value getting to go to IndyCar races. But it's just like the way he immediately was like, Will Power is like this crazed lunatic. Like he's driving. I think he said like he's like making like rookie mistakes or something like really like
he did all season.
Like
he's
that.
Been making rookie mistakes. Is what he said.
Just like don't talk about Will Power's season. Like, let's just talk about our own fucking season. Like, say whatever you want about what you've been doing, whatever. But for him to make like these like generalizations of like, as you can see, this is the problem he has all season. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, nobody asked you.
It's also frustrating because Graham Rahal hasn't had the worst season.
No.
So the fact that he's making these rookie mistakes when it's like you could have gotten fourth. Sure, it's not a podium. We're fighting for a podium. I totally get that. I totally understand that. But sometimes we have to do a little bit of risk evaluation in our brains. And so that's really frustrating to me because it's like we were big talk. We started to put our money where our mouth is and now we're just like vomiting all over. You're vomiting pennies? We don't even use those anymore.
Well, I'm like looking at like the points standings and the people that are above him in the points. So he currently is 12th. The person above him is Marcus Armstrong, who only has 3 points more than him. So if he would have gotten fourth, he would have definitely overtaken Marcus Armstrong, who had a DNF. So he would have been 11th. And then the only person above him would have been Scott Dixon by just a couple points. Like, that would have been doable. Like, you could be looking at like a season where you could be top 10 in point standings if you would just screw your noggin on straight. But instead, we want to like punt ourselves in front of Will Power. What's also interesting is, for some reason, the timing stand just like eliminated Will Power for no reason. And I believed fully for a second that we had a Kiffin podium, and I was really excited. Turns out it was a Will Power podium, which is also, I think, exciting. Personally, I like that. But I think it's interesting, to make comments about Will Power's season when it's like, well, he got the trophy. So,
like, frankly, we gotta start focusing on ourselves. Like, focus on yourself, Graham. We were doing something.
Very easily could have taken Will Power out of that race as well. Like, to be honest, it's pretty crazy that like Will Power was able to just keep trucking along for the rest of the lap, because very easily he could have also gotten taken out. Just, it's not becoming, I think, of somebody of his seniority in IndyCar.
Yeah, it's just like, it takes away from the decent season he's been having.
Yeah. And you're going to make MJ upset again, Graham, because she was just starting to like kind of give you some credit of like, this is the season that you should be having as a team owner.
Egg on my face.
Egg, as we say around here at Laps Down, egg on my face. Interesting note as well about egg on my face. Did you see that David Malukas and Will Power kind of, mended? They squashed the beef. No. I think it was Archie at Dive Bomb, I think, who wrote about this, that in the press conference after the race, he kind of commented on the success of David and said something of like, it's really sick to see. Like, I was bound to leave Penske eventually. He's the guy for the job. Like, it's nice to see him out there like kicking ass. And I was like, guys, this is so precious. I'm so glad we could make friends like this. Nice. You know, my heart was heavy thinking that David and Will didn't get along. It's good to know.
No, they did that whole photo shoot after Gateway a few years ago.
Yeah, no. My heart feels less heavy now.
Good.
Last thing on IndyCar. David Malukas. When is he going to break the second place streak?
Never the bride.
That's what he would say. We already decided Pado's winning Nashville, but I guess we could probably throw him in the ring for Nashville. We have
and I've already decided
Milwaukee.
The Milwaukee Mile.
Right.
I don't remember who it is. Kaio.
One of them's Kaio. I think the other one is something really stupid.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but I stick by it. What else we got on the schedule? Oh, we got the Freedom 250.
We got Mid-Ohio. We got the Freedom 250. We got Portland. We got Markham.
You want him to win this year?
I've already decided who's winning the Freedom 250, so that one's spoken for. Who'd you pick?
Kyle Collette.
It's interesting. I picked Stingray.
And you know what? Fuck yeah.
I just think it would be really funny for like this big effort to like get people to watch IndyCar, and it's like all like the worst people you've ever met that we for some reason want to bring into our sport, and they're like the first race they watch is Stingray Robb winning. Like, that's kind of funny.
I mean, if it's gonna be an American, there aren't that many Americans on the grid, so it's gonna have to be Stingray
I just don't want to force a non-American to have to answer for our
sins. Oh, that's a good point. I just think Kyle's probably going to win everything for the rest of the season. That's the only reason I said him.
Right. I just don't want to force a non-American to have to deal with our... This is like a fight we want to keep in the family.
Right. Sorry you guys have to... Look, dude, you can come to Christmas with me, but you have to understand my family's a little kooky. They're going to say some things. It doesn't reflect me personally. Just know I'm condemning them just as much as you are, and I'm going to shield you from it. I'll take this one. And
so that's why Stingray has to like take one for the team. We got to send him up. He's like the good, well-behaved, ass-kissing cousin that we have to send up to.
He's like the cousin that gets along with like both sides, just because he's like pretty neutral on anything. So it's like I'm not gonna be mad at him. But I'm like not thrilled, you know.
Yeah. So that's why it's Stingray, of course. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about David Malukas' first win. Look at Portland. Portland has like a kind of chaotic energy. Anything
It
can happen.
does. Okay, I like that.
Portland. It's Portland. That's when he's gonna win. Sucks that Kyle's gonna win everything else, though.
I know. Oh, I can't wait.
Speaking of Freedom 250, I think that's a good transition, unless you have anything else to say about IndyCar, into San Diego.
No, miss you guys. See you at Mid Ohio. I won't be there, but like I'll see you guys at. You guys will be at Mid Ohio, and I'll see you at it
on the TV. So I think that the San Diego race that we had this weekend for NASCAR, first of all, I think we've mentioned that it's like being handled, I think, in a much better way than the full propaganda fest that we're going with for America 250. Like they
less tacky.
Yeah, like they definitely were making it more of like, this is about military appreciation, not like sucking the dick of an authoritarian leader. There were some moments where I was like, okay, I guess Pete Hegseth is going to be here. That sucks, but whatever. I guess he works here, so what am I supposed to do? But like, it was like feeling a little better handled. I will say though, it paints a grim picture as far as logistics for a first-time race that is planned in coordination with this administration will look like. I was pretty amazed by some of the stories we were hearing from the fan experience this weekend in San Diego. There was mentions on Saturday of people were not able to get to the race or park in a timely manner, that they just gave up and didn't even go to the race. I heard that there was no food. They ran out of food. And that's not
water,
good.
Apparently.
And water. And then I heard that they ran out of merch by Saturday morning. Like, it was like there was no more merch. Like they just, I don't know what they were doing, but no more merch. Apparently the places that people parked were like super far from where like some of the seats were. So like Jeff Gluck was talking about how they had these shuttles that held 16 people at a time. And that's how you would get from parking to your seats. Some people were like, it would be hours of waiting for the shuttle, so they just hiked it. And one guy mentioned that he had like a 5-mile walk from parking to his seats in the Hangar Club, which were like fancy VIP, like super expensive tickets. And lots of people were posting like, Saturday was such a shit show, I sold my ticket, like I'm not even interested in coming anymore for Sunday. Now NASCAR apparently brought in more vendors on Sunday, like last minute found more food vendors and stuff like that. They tried to open parking earlier so that more people could like get parked and get in, considering how long the shuttles were taking. They attempted to remedy it, but it has me already being like first time events are not an easy thing ever. There's bound to be some logistical problems. But it has me really worried as like an IndyCar fan, looking at how we're going to have one weekend Markham, which is a first-time road course, and then the next weekend the Freedom 250, a first-time road course that was slapped together in like 3 months. I think it's going to be a disaster.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say, because at least this, the San Diego race was announced
like a year
way
ago.
Last season.
Yeah,
so,
like literally a year.
Yeah, so like obviously I can have sympathy. First time race, obviously there's gonna be bumps and bruises, but like I have zero faith in the Freedom 250. There will not be egg on my face. There shan't be.
No egg. No egg.
All
the
out.
The chick is hatched. No egg on my face. But there were some other interesting things from this weekend. I wanted to also mention on Saturday, they had a big like red flag moment in the Xfinity race. They had like a manhole cover come up into a car. And I believe that's what the red flag was for. And they had a fan jump a fence onto the track.
Mm-hmm.
He just
in flip-flops.
He jumped like 3 or 4 layers of fences. So I was like, nobody noticed him. And they were just going to let him keep going. Okay. He came on the track and talked to Sheldon Creed and then saw himself out. And he wasn't arrested until I think like a little bit like late. Like nobody was waiting for him on the other side of the fence, which I definitely would have thought would have happened. Like the cops would have been like,
well, isn't this like shouldn't the military be there or?
NCIS, I think, is who actually ended up arresting him. That motherfucker got arrested by NCIS. Those guys are so busy filming a hit TV show. They have so much on their fucking plate, and now they have to deal with this guy who wants to sneak on the track to talk to Sheldon Creed, of all people.
That's crazy.
And I think Sheldon kind of mentioned, like, I don't think I was 100% sure, like, what was going on or, like, what he said, but he said he, like, kind of gave him, like, a fist bump, and then apparently NASCAR was, like, really worried, like, did he touch the car? Which I'm like, what would he have done? Fix it? Make it better?
Put a bomb on it. Apparently.
I guess.
Like one of those go-go gadget bombs. Slap it on the side. It's with command strips.
Literally. I was like, that's what they were worried about? Interesting.
That's so funny.
Okay. You said it was kind of based for him to book it straight
specifically
to Sheldon Creed.
To Sheldon Creed. Yeah. No, I get it.
Who would you have booked it to?
In the O'Reilly series? Yeah, Justin Allgaier. I would have said, Jesus is right. Stay in the O'Reilly series.
We should make a merch and it would say, what would Jesus do? Tell Justin Allgaier to keep racing in O'Reilly.
I'm here for Justin Allgaier and Jesus. Dude.
Oh, God.
Justin Allgaier.
I love that guy. So we had the cup race get started. A lot of people thought this was going to be like a 5-hour caution fest because that's how it kind of went for trucks and Xfinity. Surprisingly, we got like our first caution in like 12 laps in or something. And I thought like, well, that's quite good, actually. Like I was like, we're on good behavior, boys. Good job. At this point, Christopher Bell switched with Brent Cruz. Brent Cruz is apparently the person that Denny Hamlin claims is going to replace him when he inevitably retires in 2027. So I don't know that much about Brent Cruz. So I was like, well, let's see what he's got. He doesn't got much. He had a gearbox issue pretty soon after that.
He was sabotaged.
So there's some people on Twitter who are like watching the onboard and they're saying that he caused the gearbox issue by like shifting wrong, and apparently like the pattern for shifting is different from the O'Reilly to the Cup car, and they were like he might have like upshifted at the wrong place or whatever and like blew the gearbox.
Oh, and are we not giving grace for that anymore? Kyle Larson can do it, but suddenly when Brent Cruz does it and he's a little nervous and this is his first time ever driving one, suddenly we're like, crucify him? I'm not standing for that. Brent, get behind me.
I'm actually on the opposite side of this. I thought it was interesting that the broadcast was so quick to be like, I'm sure that's not what happened, but like maybe he accidentally like misshifted and fucked the gearbox. But that's probably not what happened. Has he said anything? And then like they kind of like the team was like, I don't really know what happened. Like we'll have to look into it. And I'm like, if he did it, just tell me. Stop lying to me. Did he fuck up the gearbox? Just tell me. What'd you find?
Nothing.
See, they're lying. They're protecting him.
Also, this doesn't count as a start for him in the Cup Series. All right, well, he can try again.
Apparently, Christopher Bell vastly underestimated the issues he would have getting back in after his injury. Apparently, last weekend, he was like, turns out I cannot grip the wheel.
He's in a cast. A plaster cast.
You reminds me of SpongeBob where they have like the cast and then they just like shove the spatula like in his broken arm.
Oh yeah, because he's going jellyfish hunting.
That's what they did with the steering wheel. They were like, and now shove his arm into it and see if that works. Firmly grasp it.
But it's not funny, it's serious.
I just was like, well, no, I mean, I could have probably told you can't drive the vehicle. I'm like, but you did the whole Pocono. I mean, I guess like a road course is where he draws the line, I guess.
Surgery? Did he have a cast on at Pocono?
He had they made him the special glove and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They did a whole segment last week where they're like, he can't operate his hand, so they sewed him a special glove, and I was like,
guys, at a certain point, is it worth it?
I think unfortunately though, like for Christopher Bell,
maybe He almost
maybe.
also won at Pocono, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck do I know, I guess. But I guess San Diego, they were like, well, let's cut our losses. He's probably not going to do that good anyways. So they were like, we'll put Brent Cruz out there. And they're like, turns out he did worse. So lose. But I don't know what Christopher Bell's problem is. I'm curious to see if we see him get in the car for Sonoma. I mean, if San Diego doesn't feel good, I don't think Sonoma's going to feel good. So can we just start
he in
with
the bracket?
I don't know, probably. Look it up. Okay. Opening the bracket. I cut this out of our episode last week because we were having technical issues, and the time where we were talking about this was around the technical issue. If you guys know of a way we can do this in-season tournament bracket together, please comment it.
Don't look at mine then.
If you wanna, I don't think anybody saw it, MJ. If you wanna submit it to us like via email, if you wanna send us ours just because we're interested via email, via DM or something, if you want to tweet it at me, feel free. And we just kind of are curious what you guys are putting as your brackets, and maybe we'll give you a shout out on the show if we see somebody doing exceptionally well, or somebody got a fun little what do they call it in March Madness, Cinderella story. So feel free to share those with us. I'm actually quite interested. But who is he up against week 1 of the in-season tournament?
Ross Chastain.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we can just have him sit out.
Chastain going.
Right. So good job, Christopher. Thank you for trying.
You want to know who I have winning?
No. Tell me offline. I don't want you to skew the...
Email me.
I can't talk here. Message me on the Jeremy Renner app.
If you can guess I'm pretty sure people can guess who I have winning. Anyways.
Is it this next person we're about to talk about, Ryan Preece?
It's very close.
Chris Buescher.
Yeah, the Bush.
Fuck.
Oh.
Don't call him that.
You shaved your bush.
You shaved your bush. Wait, can we get Chris Buescher? Okay, if somebody, I think we have somebody that follows us that's on the RFK social team. Make that trend, but it's Chris Buescher, and it's you shaved your bush 4 different ways, but it's Chris Buescher doing it.
Make him shave his beard. That's how you can tie it in to be like,
right.
That's the bush.
Yeah.
The bush beard. The bush.
I would like to see that. Thank you very much. Ryan Preece, he got a little feisty out there, okay? And he was like, I think I'm going to bump into SVG. I think I'm going to do it. And then he kind of bumps into him a little bit, and SVG's like, the fuck you will. And he kind of spins Ryan a little, like a half spin the fuck out of the way. And I thought that was interesting. I think that a lot of people this weekend, were kind of a little bit braver poking the bear with SVG. He was getting a little bit more frustrated sometimes than he usually is.
That was actually something I was going to say about this track. I was going to wait till the end because I know you're going to bring this up about whether or not we should go back here. I do feel like this track specifically showcased a lot of new street course merchants. But I like what you were saying, it felt like more people were confident, and we saw Carson Hocevar was doing well, we saw Denny doing well, who doesn't typically do well on a road course. So there is part of me that's finally we figured out how to get these drivers to give a fuck about street and road courses, and it was by putting SVG out there, because now they're like, well, fuck, I want to beat that guy. I hate that he does that. I wonder if it had
a lot of people said this was an extremely challenging course, and I think that kind of in many ways leveled the playing field. It also, I think, it was just built more for stock. They had a little bit more room to play with. There was wider parts on the track than what we would have seen if we were in Chicago. It is built to purpose, and that purpose being for stock car racing. And I think because of that, you saw something that we don't normally see on COTA. We don't normally see, at Sonoma. We don't normally see at Chicago. Something you mentioned about Denny, I thought it was funny. Denny on his podcast, you sent this to me, I think, where he was normally me and Corey, we have a little talk before each race that he's gonna start, where I talk about the track and my experience at it and stuff. And for some reason, Corey just didn't call me this week. I don't know why. He wouldn't be interested in what I have to say about a road and street course. Denny was all sorts of giggly on his podcast.
Dude, and he's like posting pictures of his feet for some reason. And then he's giving Carson Corey's number.
Yeah.
After the race, he's like, and I didn't realize that he spun him. Sorry, Corey. I was just like, oh, he's going to congratulate him. That's so sweet.
That's so sweet. But I wanted to say that Ryan Preece ended up having a very good points day. He ended up winning stage 2. He was up there throughout the other stages. I don't remember what he finished, but I thought that was very interesting. Do you think Ryan Preece, Street Course Merchant, he finished 11th, which I think is a win for Ryan Preece.
He's won before this season.
What did I say? I asked you if he was a Street Course Merchant.
You said that you think that 11 is a win for him. And I mean, technically a win is a win for him.
Oh, I guess I should say 11 is a win for him on a street course.
Yeah. I mean, he's not horrible on street courses, but I do think he tends to find himself in a bit of a clusterfuck in the middle.
Right.
Whether that be Carson Hocevar or some other kind of natural disaster. So no, I'm proud of 11th.
Yeah. You know what I just realized? I'm like just now registering that the Dinger finished 5th.
Yeah, he was up there. He was in the mix.
You know, I've really come around on Allmendinger. I'd like to see him win.
After seeing him in IMSA, I was like, he does have a sparkle.
He has a spark for life. He's a good guy. He's interesting. I think he's got a real charm about him that we don't see enough of. Fuck it. He can win Sonoma. I've decided he can have it. Okay. Somebody else that was having a good day. Bubba qualified very well. He was up there at the beginning of the race. He had a moment in stage 1 where he had a rubber moment. They cut stage 1 in half. Halfway through the stage, everybody basically pitted. He had a rubber moment. He came back in. It ended up being a very long hold penalty. And you could tell he was fuming. They had like the in-car camera on Bubba, and he kind of looked defeated. Day done. And it really sucks because he really needs these points and everything always seems to happen to him. But he ends up coming back and finishing 2nd at the end of the day. And I think it was really nice to see Bubba be able to come back from what for some people would have been a race-ending mistake, because often it doesn't feel like that works for him the same way it does for like Tyler Reddick or something like that. You know, like Tyler Reddick can win a fucking race with half the front end of his car went like it to the wind. But for some reason, when Bubba has like a mistake, it is catastrophic. He's not coming back from it. So it was nice to see him finish 2nd. Do you think he's a road course merchant now? I'm
See, this is my thing is like, yeah, do you think this is a road course merchant? Like we saw so many just like odd people do really well here. So I don't know.
He's in a Toyota. To be fair, he's in a Toyota, and maybe that's what the magic.
Yeah, but the first 2 are Toyotas, and then you don't have another Toyota until 8th, and it's Riley Herbst.
Don't let that slip away, okay? Riley Herbst.
We gotta talk about it. Pretty good. Have you seen the people on Twitter who is like, Bubba Wallace is the worst driver ever. He's the only driver on 2311 now who doesn't have a win. And I'm like,
I will say I am guilty of forgetting about the existence of Riley Herbst many a times.
Just like,
and like that's like honestly not on me even. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even taking blame for that.
He's been doing. Him and Graham Rahal have been doing fine this season. Keep your head down.
And Graham, you see how Riley took 8th and didn't complain. Try that sometime. Try that. Did you see Bubba's little sponsorship deal with Hardee's? They were giving out little die-cast and Hardee's meals. I'm so pissed I didn't like.
We gotta get a die-cast. I'm getting an apartment just to get a die-cast collection.
No, and that's responsible and good.
I agree.
Guys, if you guys were wondering, I can't speak for MJ, but I can speak for myself. I'll show you guys the type of die-cast I like, okay?
For the audio listeners, she's rolling away. Oh, I got one of them.
I like them when they're this size. And for the audio listeners, I'm showing you the cutest little mini cars you've ever seen. Okay? I like them when they're this size.
Ones.
The small ones. So if you guys know places that sell these little ones, let me know, okay?
You can get these at Walmart.
Well, I bought
and
these
Target.
I bought this at Target. I bought yours at Target. But I bought this one at the racetrack. But I always see
that is
people
really fun.
post these and they have better ones than the ones that are ever at my Target. So then I'm like, are
the
you
ones
guys
in the
buying
little globes? Where are you guys getting the ones in the little globes?
They have those sometimes at Target, but then they're always just
Really?
Kyle Larson, and I'm like, nobody wants that.
Dude, I was watching the race with my grandpa this weekend because it was obviously Father's Day, and he was like, "Who do you want to win?" And I was saying that I wanted Carson Hocevar to win, just about 2 seconds before Carson Hocevar got dumped by Corey Heim, and he goes, "I want Kyle Larson to win." I was like,
No, Grandpa.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't know. To be fair, we're just from Iowa. He doesn't know. But I was like, I literally said, "Grandpa, please."
What does Kyle Larson have to do with Iowa? He's a preppy California boy.
Dude, he's huge here at the
because of the stupid dirt
tracks.
Shit, isn't it?
Did I tell you I'm going to the dirt tracks this weekend?
Wait, I think you mentioned that. Is Kyle Larson going to be there?
I don't think so. He should be in Sonoma.
God. Thank God. You just never know where that fucker's going to be. You know what I mean? You
gotta keep your eye out for Kyle Larson. I'll ask though when I'm there. I'm gonna go, is he here?
Is he here? Well, can you film a video of your experience there? I would like to watch it.
Yes.
Or film a video after. Film a video after, maybe, about your experience. Yeah. For reasons that we've discussed why you don't want to film in person. Speaking of the bush, yep, I'm gonna go with that. Chris Buescher spins at the start of stage 2, and I just wanted to point out everybody was very good at avoiding him, but I thought it was cool. He spun, and you thought, dude, he's gonna take out at least half the field, and then just took out nobody. I didn't even know NASCAR drivers could avoid a wreck. I've never seen it before, so I was like, that's really interesting. I gotta write that down. But I wanted to point something out. Did you notice that they were very hesitant to call cautions this weekend? Or at least at the Cup race. Maybe not so much for Xfinity and O'Reilly, but maybe
for the spins and stuff?
Yeah, they really were let's see if they can work this out, because the laps were just so long that they were like, we cannot be doing this with caution laps every 2 seconds. So people would be fully spun, and they'd be like, I say we give them a second. See if they can figure something out here.
Let's see if they can restart on their own.
Do we got any of those IndyCar hybrids, perchance? But, I mean, a lot of the times it did. It might take 3 minutes, but when you're looking at a 5-minute lap, then it really is no harm in just letting them work this shit out. You know what I mean? I thought I would kind of give a perk for that. I thought that was good.
Yeah, and they had more room too, which was nice. Whereas you spin in Chicago, it's you've actually taken up the entire lane.
Right.
Carson Hocevar.
That's where everybody else was supposed to go. So now we're stuck.
Now what?
Now what? So speaking of where your car is supposed to be and somebody else being there, Connor Zilic was having a great time. He was about 5 seconds ahead of the competition, really cooking out front. There was a caution that kind of brought everybody back together on a restart. And we saw Austin Hill and SVG, they go 3 wide on this restart. And you can tell SVG's like, I think that's going to work. So he does the very mature thing, and he kind of backs off. And I thought, that was very good of you, SVG. Doesn't really matter, because Austin Hill just misses the corner, sends them into the wall, and then SVG is trapped behind them, and he also gets caught up in the wreck. So in one go, Austin Hill managed to take out the 2 most competitive cars.
This guy stinks! It's almost as if there was a reason he wasn't in the Cup Series in the first place.
Correct. Why correct? I don't know. It was just so frustrating, because you could tell Connor needed this, Austin, really bad. And I just don't understand why you did that to him. And then SVG was pretty pissed. He introduced a new phrase. What was the phrase? He said, Jeff Gluck or somebody asked him, are you upset? And he hit him with something new. Some Aussie slang, or New Zealand Kiwi slang, might be. Jeff Gluck. SVG. No, it's fine. I'm going to search this up, and it's good. It's good.
You got this.
It's good.
You can do it.
I'm never gonna be able to find it. Fuck me. Just every time I try to do something on this show, I never have anything fucking saved.
Wait. Here, you just keep talking. I'll see if I can find it.
Nope. I'm over it and I don't care anymore. He said, picture this in a New Zealand accent. That guy fucking stinks. Fucking hate that guy. Thank you for asking if I'm upset at him. I am.
I am.
I am. But what did you think about this crash other than Austin Hill stinks?
That's literally all I thought. That's it.
That's it. Okay. I'll wait for you. I'll wait.
Why does he post the whole interview?
Yeah, real shame. Red Bull Chevy was unreal fast once the track kind of rode it up and down. Yeah, real shame. How aggressive was it out there? I thought it was pretty good. I had one moment.
Can you hear who's in the background?
No way that they're there.
With Chris Buescher, where I kind of faked him out and he went wide and then he just came back, so I didn't mean to spin him there, but otherwise I thought the racing was pretty good. It's kind of come good now. The track kind of came live and rode it up, and I think it went fast in qualifying, yeah, so, yeah.
What triggered the incident?
That's the next guys.
Oop.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate, yeah.
There's nothing. He didn't say anything.
Thing was stupid. I don't even know why I brought it up.
When they asked what triggered the accident, he goes, "Ask the next guys." And then Connor Zilic comes up.
No, SVG, be nice to your son. It's not his fault.
It wasn't this time.
It wasn't his time. Most of the time it is. Speaking of somebody who's causing problems, let's talk about the Kevin Magnussen and Noah Gragson of it all. So, this, according to the full wrap-up, started with Kevin Magnussen kind of getting into the back of Noah Gragson a little bit. Noah Gragson kind of like parked it in fucking front of him, basically, and I don't think Kevin realized that that's what he was doing, and kind of, maybe he did. I don't really give a shit.
It looked pretty intentional.
And it was intentional, but it was like Kevin was just like, he bumped him pretty lightly, I would say, considering how aggressive he could have been in these cars. And
he could have been going 200.
He could have been way worse, Noah. And Noah was not grateful, and instead he spends the whole rest of the race seemingly only caring about racing Kevin Magnussen, basically, which is just like, it's really pathetic to watch it all compiled, because Kevin's on the radio and he's like, is there like any way I can like get around the four not on track? And he's like, not because I don't think I can pass him, it's just I don't think I can pass him without him purposely wrecking both of us out, because he's just like clearly like having a moment. And they were like, well, good news, Kevin. Like, the way the caution fell, you'll be in front of him when we get back out racing. So, like, whatever, don't worry about him. And Kevin was like, thank God. Somehow, Kevin ends up back behind Noah. And I think he just had enough. And he was, like, tired of it dictating his whole day. So he spun Noah Gragson out at this end of stage 2. After the race, Noah Gragson goes up to Kevin Magnussen and repeats no less than 500 times, what the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is your problem, dude? What the fuck is your problem? Where Kevin Magnussen responds with, you're my problem. I don't like you. You fucking suck. You were in my way. And I think he said, fuck around and find out. And you found out. And it was interesting. It kind of unlocked a discourse. I think I'm on the side of the discourse where I hate Noah Gragson and I love Kevin Magnussen. So this is an easy dub for me. I'm like, good. Should have wrecked them out sooner, Kevin. Proud of you. Hope you had fun in NASCAR. The other side of the discourse is, here you have this guy doing a one-off, wrecking out a guy who is in contention for a championship, allegedly. I mean, if we're being generous,
loosely,
and like
participating in the championship race,
participating in the chase, and that he like wrecked him out and like took a whole points day from him when he's just doing a one-off. And I think that this is the most, I can't stress this enough, the most ridiculous view to have on one-off people that come to these races, because it's like, do you think Kevin Magnussen is here to run 28th behind Noah Gragson all day if he has a car that could do better? Like, he's there to win. Like, he doesn't owe Noah Gragson shit. He raced him the same way anybody else on that track would have raced him for the way he was behaving. And I do not think that one-off entries need to somehow bow down to people that are full-time entries in NASCAR. And if Noah Gragson didn't want to be raced that way, he maybe should have matured a little bit halfway through their whole beef and been like, you know what? He's clearly a faster car. I should stop being a little fucking bitch and just let him by and race my own race. I don't know.
Noah, if you're listening, and I know you're a fan of laps down, so this probably hurts to hear. I'm going to tell you something I've been telling a friend of ours, Graham Rahal, for a while now, where it's like, you need to focus on getting your shit together. Your seat is up for grabs next year, allegedly, according to NASCAR sources. Okay.
Yeah.
According to Jenna Fryer, she wrote a really good piece on this. I'll say it. It was good.
No, we're fair. We're fair when people do good things. It's fair to give them credit for it.
I thought she did a very good job of being like, this is not the battle you need to be having right now. Apparently, he was sat down by Front Row Motorsport, and they were like, if you don't improve this year, you're definitely up. Your seat's up for grabs next year, and we're going to focus on Zane Smith. And he was shocked, which is crazy to me, considering he should have access to his own performance records.
Right. The most obvious person to have their seat in danger, and he's like, what? No.
Right. He's currently sitting in 29th. And to be fair, Kevin Magnussen is in 36th. So
makes you think.
I thought it was ridiculous. I also thought when I first saw it, I thought it was staged. Like, I thought Noah was like, let me pull you for a bit. Because he kept going, you guys come over here. And I was like, okay, well, are you talking about like from other series, or are you talking about
from Denmark?
I was like, okay.
Okay.
Crazy
no, it literally felt like it felt like a improv scene loosely based off of Talladega Nights, like where he was like playing the dumb American character. I just was like, okay, like he's doing a bit, and then I was like,
kept going, why did you do that? It's like after Kevin Magnussen says go fuck yourself like 2 times, you have to be like, oh, fuck you, dude, and like walk away. You have to do so. And then there were people in the comments being like, no one knows that he can't throw the first punch, or else he's the one who's going to get fined. And I was like, that boy wasn't going to punch. He was going to cry.
Can I be honest? I think I've like on like a 48 hours of thinking about it, I do think he did want Kevin Magnussen to punch him, and then he could punch him back without having to pay the fine. And I think the reason is maybe he thinks that like social media clicks will somehow garner interest in his career.
Oh, interesting.
Like, I think
he's definitely getting a lot of attention on social media.
Right. I think that's like kind of unfortunately exactly what he was going for, but like he kind of wanted it to be like he thinks he's like the Cletus McFarland bald eagle like character of NASCAR. Like that's who he thinks he is. So I think he would have enjoyed the social media clicks of him punching an F1 driver. Unfortunately, Kevin Magnussen, he's a very nice face. I don't think he's really interested in it being punched.
He's like a grown adult.
Right.
This is a one-off race. Why would he punch you? It's like, no, why don't you ever go after the other guys that you have these situations with? It's just the one-off guy. You don't want to fight anyone you're going to see next weekend? Right,
exactly. Although I would love to see Kevin Magnussen in Sonoma, he's unfortunately not going to be there. So, like, why do you care? That's a separate issue. He absolutely should be in Sonoma. We'll talk about that later. But
get him in the in-season bracket challenge.
Dude, I see. You tweeted this. I agree with it wholeheartedly. Every race that goes by now that we don't have Kevin Magnussen in NASCAR, I'm going to be a little bit bummed out because he's just such a perfect fit. He's such a fucking perfect fit. And it's not even this. Like, obviously, this was entertaining, like this whole beef with Noah Gragson. But, like, he had a spark, a joy. He smiled, like, so earnestly when he was being interviewed after the race, and he actually got like kind of a kick about the Noah Gragson of it all too. Like he was like kind of saying like, I have a lot of respect for all the guys except for that one, And he was like, I know what you guys do here, though. Like, he was like, I know this is like part of the bit. Like, he was like, I was happy to play part of that bit right there. Like, I'm happy I provided you guys the entertainment of a pit road fight. And that's why I think he's so perfect.
He to me is what everyone tries to make Kyle Larson out to be, where he can like do everything. Like, yes. I think Kevin Magnuson actually can.
And the fact that we don't have him doing the double is unfortunate. But I think if we could at least get him, you know what? Give him the dinger's seat. The dinger, he's ready for IMSA. You know what I mean? He really wants that badly. Switch him. They can switch. I think the dinger would have fun doing whatever Kevin Magnuson did to terrorize the field and that BMW shit he was up to. And I think that, you know, like, they could just switch and it'd be perfect.
You know, it'd be the perfect ending to all of this is if Kevin Magnuson gets Noah Gregson's seat next year.
I want it really bad.
That would be so funny.
Take me to there, please. I want that. Oh, God. But I would love to hear what other people that like listen thought about the Kevin Magnuson of it all, because I think that our audience is uniquely people that have respect for so many different motorsports, and Kevin Magnuson has found his way in all of them. I think he's just so perfect for this whole NASCAR experiment.
Well, and he has such a great storyline too that I think would be very appealing to the NASCAR audience. I don't know, dude. I want him back in an IndyCar so bad, but I will take NASCAR. I'll take it.
I wonder, like, honestly, if I was NASCAR, I would be interested in that happening. Because they are, in many ways trying to capitalize on, like, a younger audience, particularly, like, with the Netflix show. They tried to do what Drive to Survive did. They've, you know, with the Prime broadcast, with, like, you know, trying to find drivers with personality. If I was NASCAR, it would be in my interest to have Kevin Magnuson in our series. And Kevin Magnuson said that if there's a car and if there's sponsorship lined up, he will be there. Somebody needs to make it happen. And if that's Front Row Motorsport and we fucking get him right next to Zane Smith, you won't hear me complain.
Dream team.
And maybe for some more experience, I saw some people throwing around the idea that he should be one of the Ram truck drivers. If he's maybe serious about it, maybe they just throw him in for a couple truck starts just to see like if he still vibes with it and like if this is something that could turn into a real interest in NASCAR.
I think the truck series is such a shit show though. Did you hear what Jimmy Johnson was saying about the truck series?
No.
He was like, this is some of the most like disrespectful racing I've ever seen. He's like, they were fully just making contact with each other for fun. He's like, it didn't make any sense. He was like, I don't know, I was disappointed. And then all the tweets that are being like, I don't even think that they're like, I think they're setting Jimmy Johnson up to fail. He did one trucks race and they're putting him in Cup. I was like, that's good. That like,
I love how they like made him like, yeah, like they brought him like when they bring somebody in to like talk to kids that graduated or something, and they're like, this is what the real world's like. Like, I like to think that that's what he was like for the truck series, where he's like, you guys can't be doing this with real
no, that's
cars.
Apparently what Austin Hill is supposed to be doing.
He's supposed to teach the youth about respectful. Him and Eric Amarola, or whatever the fuck his name is, they're there to fucking school the youth.
That's a name I haven't heard in years.
He usually pops up around this time of the year. Are we going to be cursed with more Eric Amarola anytime soon? Jeez, I hate that guy. But yeah, something interesting you mentioned earlier, Carson having a good race. Carson gets the lead with 12 to go. And I was like, what are we doing here? What's
going on?
What's going on? What's the plan with Carson Hosbar leading this race with 12 to go?
How did he get up there? How did he do that?
It's like, surely you guys aren't going to allow this to happen. No, they were not. Tyler Reddick passes him, and then Corey Heim is like, after all this time, we meet again. And he spun him. And I thought it was interesting. I think Carson took it on the chin pretty well. I don't think he was like that beat up about it. Interestingly, they kind of beefed on Twitter.
It was good too.
Yeah, like Corey kind of tweeted at him and Carson responded with a right? It was like a Dexter gif or something. I don't know if that insinuates murder, but I think it's fun. You know what I mean? And then today Carson was hosting the Dale Jr. download and he like joked on Twitter of like, I tried to give Corey a call, but like he didn't pick up. I don't know. I guess he didn't want to be on the show. And Corey responded with like, my Spectrum service wasn't doing very well, so I never got the call.
Dude, I'm so excited for whatever's cooking up here.
Whatever this is.
Whatever this is, it wasn't ever going to happen with Gene Henry Nemechek. And I should have known it. I wanted it to, but it wasn't going to. Dude, it's like Carson's like, you guys don't understand. Like, just play along. Just play along. Right. Don't get weird about it. Just play along.
Yeah, he wants to be, and like he's like John Hunter Nemechek isn't footing the bill. Like he's you're no fun. He's like when he like in Toy Story they like throw the toy like you're no fun. That's what he was like with John Hunter Nemechek. He's like, you suck, dude. I need some big league people right now to hang out with, and he found Corey.
He was like glowing on the Dale Jr. download. He was having such a good time. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for NASCAR. I'm happy for all of us.
Yeah. Well, I'm very happy for Corey Heim. Poor Corey Heim, who we talked about last year on this podcast, was eliminated from the Chicago street race on his birthday by Catherine Legg. Yeah. He didn't even make it through qualifying. He didn't actually ever have a street course start because he didn't get to start. Tragic and sad. He ends up winning.
Crazy.
He raced pretty clean, I would say, with Tyler Reddick. He waited till the perfect moment where Tyler Reddick goofed and he pounced and he made the pass. And I thought it wasn't a fluke. It was a real commendable win. Do you think that the field should be scared of Corey Heim coming in full time?
I think the field should be scared of anyone under the age of 24.
Well, you guys
for a multitude of reasons.
Many reasons. I am. You're not going to understand any of the slang they're using. They're going to start fighting with you on Twitter, and they're going to start passing you on track, and you're not going to have any clue what's going on.
You're going to be disorientated. You're going to be scared. You're going to be frightened.
Also, I do think it is funny. I'm intrigued by the concept of Corey Heim keeping the number 6-7 next season. I think it's like a bit that could be funny for a while.
I think so too. Are they going to put him in the...
nobody knows if they're going to force him to go to the 35 or not.
I think they should keep all 4. Fuck it.
Okay. They can keep the 35 for whoever they decide to do a one-off with next year now that Corey is full-time. Maybe Kevin Magnuson. Fuck it. Get him in there.
Fuck it.
Okay. I think there's an interesting thing being posed right now. Corey Heim doesn't have a watch sponsorship. Do you think that's the biggest miss in motorsport marketing at the moment?
I guess so. The thing is I don't want him to, if it's not Casio,
I was just about to say, we need to get him like it needs to be like a classy brand of the people. I don't want to see him in no fucking Tag Heuer. Bleh. Yeah,
whatever, the Richard Mille. Bleh.
Dude, I like so I'm like obviously not a watch person, if you can believe. I am so intrigued by like Richard Mille watches because I think they're so ugly. Yeah, they're supposed to have a lot of respect for them, and I'm not really understanding that at all.
I refuse.
It literally looks insane to me, and then they're like, this is worth somebody's house, and I'm like, promise? Why though?
What's going on?
What's going on? If you are interested in a good watch brand, there is one I would like to recommend. It's a Detroit-owned company called Shinola. They make beautiful watches. You guys should check them out. Beautiful watches.
Shinola.
Right? No, that's good. Everybody comment your favorite watch brand.
Everyone comment who you think is going to replace Noah Gragson at FRM.
Can't wait to read your guys' comments. Only one more thing to say about NASCAR / IndyCar. They tease that Penske Games is returning. This is something
I was
important
really
to you,
taken
MJ.
aback by the wire hangers. No, Will Power's not there. Who am I going to watch? Why do I care? Did you guys watch the video of Will Power?
There's no Elio Castroneves.
They've already done Chubby Bunny. What are they gonna do?
What else is there to do, really?
That's crazy because I'm announcing the Laps Down games.
And
we're gonna get plastic hangers.
I only have velvet hangers.
Oh, I actually need to get more hangers. I haven't seen my apartment yet, so I don't know how big the closet is.
There's so much to unpack there.
Guys, no, speaking of packing, I gotta get to it.
Gotta go. All right, guys. Well, we can't. Also, don't forget to send us your brackets. Okay, we'll catch you guys next week. Goodbye.